So, good day everyone, I'm Zarilwin Lazaro, and today I'll be reporting on Chapter 1, What is Dating Violence from the book Death Rape by Jessica Wilkins. So, at first, baka isipin nyo, seryoso agad yung topic, but don't worry, this is important, relevant, and I'll try to make it informative para hindi masyadong boring. So, let's start na. So, sa una is, meron tayong different type of abuses. Una, physical, emotional, verbal, and sexual. So, what is dating violence? Dating violence is a pattern of abusive behaviors used by one another partner to gain or maintain power and control over another partner. Dating violence is a pattern of behavior where one actually person threatens or actually uses physical, sexual, verbal, or emotional abuse against a dating partner. This abuse often happens in teen or adolescent relationship, may not always be obvious at first. So, yun nga, meaning inulit-ulit or ginagawa ng isang partner para kontrolin yung karelasyon nila. So, this abuse can be physical, pwedeng pananakit, like that. Tapos pwede rin siya emotional, like nakaka-affect siya sa pagbaba ng self-esteem mo. Pwede rin siyang verbal, like pananakot gamit yung mga words or salita. Pwede rin siyang sexual, like pamimilit ng sex, like kahit ayaw mo. Example, like sa sexual, kapag sinabi ng partner mo na, sige nga kung totoong mahal mo ako, ibigay mo. Parang ganon. Sorry po, pero hindi po siya love, it's manipulation po. So, next. Why is it important to talk about dating violence? Many teenagers experience some form of abuse in dating. 1 in 3 girls in the US faces physical, emotional, or verbal abuse from a dating partner. Understanding dating violence helps us recognize red flags and protect ourselves and others. Some people may not even realize they are in abusive relationship. So, maybe you're wondering, is dating violence is really that common? Well, yes. So, katulad nga po sa example, in US, 1 in 3 girls experience physical, emotional, or verbal abuse from a partner. Mas mataas pa yun kesa sa mga forms ng youth violence tulad ng gun violence. The scary part, minsan, hindi alam ng mga teens natin na abuse na pala yung nangyayari sa kanila. Example, like, kapag tinanong ka ng partner mo kung pwede daw ba siyang sumama sa barkada nila, tapos, ang sasabihin ng partner mo, di mo na daw ba siya mahal, di ba? Guilt trip talaga yon. So, love should feel safe, not scary. Kaya kung kailangan mong mag-adjust palagi para hindi siya magalit, red flag na yon. So next, forms of dating violence. So sa una, meron tayong physical abuse. Hitting, slapping, kicking, choking, shoving, or using objects to hurt someone. So, sa una nga, physical abuse. This is the most people recognize agad. Like yun nga, hitting, pananampal, pinching, or even throwing things at you during an argument. Yung tipong nag-aaway kayo tapos binato ka ng phone or nasiko ka daw, tapos sasabihin niya, sorry, nadulas lang daw siya. So, nadulas yung phone, totoo ba? Diba? So next, emotional abuse. Making someone feel worthless, insecure, or afraid. Includes guilt-tripping, gaslighting, name-calling, and extreme jealousy. So, sa emotional abuse, ito naman yung tipong kontrolado ka na pala tapos hindi mo pa napapansin. Like, parang pinaparamdam niya na sa'yo na wala kang kwenta, parang ganun. Kapag sinasabi niya na wala ka naman daw ibang pupuntahang iba, kundi siya lang, di ba? Like, parang siya lang ba yung tao sa mundo, di ba? Example, kapag may nangyari masama sa kanya, kasalanan mo raw. Like, kapag hindi mo siya na-replyan, may iba ka na daw, di ba? Yung parang laging teleserye yung bawat chat yung dalawa. So, pangatlo, verbal abuse. Using words to insult, threaten, or control. Yelling, constant blaming, or using hurtful language. So, ito yung yung like pananakot, pagmumura, or pagsisigaw sa'yo. Words can hurt minsan, mas malala pa kaysa physical. Alam naman natin yan. Lalo na kapag sinasabi sa'yo na wala kang silbi, or ang pangit mo, araw-araw, imagine mo, alarm mo sa umaga, pagkagising mo, like, iniinsulto ka kaagad ng partner mo, di ba? So, example, kahit simpleng tanong mo lang, ibibig deal niya agad, di ba? Like, kumari, ba't di ka nag-reply? Tapos sasabihin niya, toxic mo daw, konting kuibot lang, may tanong ka. Parang, siya pa yung galit, siya na nga yung ganun mag-reply, diba? So, next is sexual abuse. Forcing or pressuring someone into sexual activities without consent includes unwanted touching, rape, or using guilt to get sex. So, ito yung pinaka-sensitive pero importante yung pag-usapan. Sexual abuse doesn't have to be rape lang. Kasama dito yung pamimilit, pangungulit, tsaka yung pagmamanipula para makipag-sex. Like, sige na, yun nga. Kung mahal mo talaga ako, ibibigay mo yan, di ba? Parang ganon. So, ang pagmamahal is hindi sukatan kung gaano mo siya, kundi kung gaano kadalas kayo magkaroon ng sex. Or, magbigay ng consent, di ba? Example, kapag sinabi mong ayaw niya, pero nagpupumilit pa rin siya, or ginawa pa rin niya habang lasing, or habang tulog ka, like siyempre, di ba? Alam naman natin na nowadays, ganun na yung mga nangyayari. So, that's assault po. Tsaka, everyone, yes, kahit may boyfriend or girlfriend mo na siya, kung walang malinaw po na yes, is automatic no yan. So, ang point dito, dating violence comes in many forms, and just because hindi ka sinaktan physically, doesn't mean you're not being abused. Kaya kung may gumawa sa'yo ng alinman dito, wag mo nang hintayin pang maulit. Pag red flag na, alis na. Hindi stay and pray. Okay, next. So, next is digital abuse. So, ang digital abuse is using phone or social media to control or monitor partner. Examples, demanding passwords, constantly texting, and getting angry if there's no reply, spying through social media, posting or threatening to post private photos. So let's be real, relationship nowadays or today are all over social media and phones. Pero pag sinimulan ka ng i-track, parang like, LBC package, hindi na po siya sweet, controlling na po siya. So example, bakit ka online pero hindi ka daw nagre-reply? O kaya, sino to nag-guard sa post mo? Like parang, lahat na lang, kailangan papansinin niya, ganon. Or worse, bigyan ka lang ng thumbs up ng kaklase mo, tapos sasabihin, ganyan pala kayo. Like, may convo pala kayo, di ba? So, reminder lang po, you don't owe your password to anyone kahit jowa mo pa siya. Privacy is still a thing, kahit in love ka. So, next, who are the victims? Dating violence can happen to anyone, regardless of gender, age, or sexual orientation. Victims are often abused by people they know or are close to, like a boyfriend, girlfriend, classmate, or friend. LGBTQIA+ youth may also experience abuse but are often afraid to report it due to fear of discrimination. So, sa slide 6, anyone po can be a victim. Boys, girls, LGBTQ, rich or poor, or matalino ka man or hindi. Kahit sino. Kadalasan, hindi ito ginagawa ng strangers, minsan sila pang sweet sa harap ng iba. Example, karelasyon mo siya, super bait sa parents mo, pero pag kayo na lang, biglang ibang tao. Like, lahat ng kilos mo may mali, di ba? Kung ganito yung ka-relationship mo, hindi po siya love, acting lang yan sa labas. Like horror, like sweet sa labas, horror movie sa loob. So next, important reminders, dating violence is never the victim's fault. If someone threatens, control, or hurts you, it's abuse. If you have right to say no to anything you are comfortable with. A healthy relationship is built on respect, trust, and safety. So, ano nga ba yung mga... So, bago sa importance, ano nga ba muna yung mga signs na abuse na pala yung nangyayari sa'yo? So, una, how do you know if your relationship is no longer healthy? So, ito yung mga red flags. Like, takot ka na magsalita kasi baka magalit siya, or takot ka na mag-explain kasi baka ipasa niya sa'yo or ibalik niya sa'yo yung mga napapansin mo, ganon. Or feeling mo kailangan mo nang humingi ng, ikaw yung kailangan mong humingi ng sorry kahit hindi naman talaga ikaw yung may kasalanan. Tapos, next is yung sinisiraan ka sa ibang tao. Palaging nagsiselos kahit walang dahilan. So yan, alam natin yan. Ayaw kang papuntahin sa barkada o kahit sa pamilya mo. Like, gusto kayo lagi yung magkasama, kayo lagi yung magka-quality time daw. So, example, gusto mo lang sumama sa birthday ng pinsan mo or ng kaibigan mo. Tapos ang sagot niya sa'yo, ganon, mas mahalaga pala sila sa'yo. So, toxic levels unlock. So, Sa slide 8 na pala ulit tayo, important reminders. So let me say this loud and clearly. You are not responsible for someone else's bad behavior. Saying no doesn't make you selfish, it makes you strong. Being in a relationship doesn't mean losing your freedom. So example, pag mahal mo ako, huwag ka na mag-makeup. Anong gusto mo? Mukha ba siyang bagong gising forever, di ba? Kaya kung di ka niya kayang mahalin bilang ikaw, hindi siya karapat-dapat. So, yun lang. Final message, being in love does not mean losing your freedom, voice, or safety. If someone truly cares for you, they will never hurt you. So, to wrap this up po, love should never hurt. If it does, it's not love, it's control. Don't wait for things to get worse before you speak up. You deserve to be in a relationship where you are loved, heard, respected, and allowed to post in selfies in peace. So if your relationship feels like more war zone than a safe space, it's time to walk away with confidence and dignity. So that's my report po for today. Thank you for listening. Yun lang po, everyone. Thank you.